Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Shield Bash. I am Mark, your GM for today, and your host. And to my right,
Will playing Uko, Light in the Darkness.
Jason playing Bridger, the dark and the lightness.
Curtis playing Dunk. I'm just Doc.
And Pete playing Nat Loomis, the brains of the operation.
Also light.
And Britt playing Follow Me Taker.
Not light.
Kind of heavy.
And not very much the brains of the operation either.
but so far he has taken a couple crossbow bolts, so he has got his namesake down.
Bunk.
Also, if memory serves, he also has come up with several names. So maybe he is the brains of the operation.
No, it doesn't take a lot of brains to just be wrong about things. That's
I mean,
Anybody can do that.
I'm sure in his perspective, he isn't wrong.
I mean, in Bommy's defense, he did just meet you guys like 7 hours ago, maybe 8 tops.
Ain't got to know y'all yet. But you just wait.
In the galaxy of infinite possibilities.
One dwarf stands alone.
named Palmy Faker.
No, man, you got it wrong, dude.
Palmy's his sister.
But
I call her Rose.
Now we know why he doesn't get to live with the other dwarves.
That chick is hairy, man. She's hairy.
And she goes by the last name Giver.
She's a distant cousin.
She's at least once removed.
Not distant enough.
poor Bommy.
We're less than 5 minutes in, and I'm lightheaded.
Any of y'all seen a dwarf running around with 3 boobies?
Slow the fuck down.
She's got like 12 toes on her. Anyway, ugly as sin. I'd do her though.
Would you dip her?
You think we could get Russ to listen to the podcast?
Yeah, maybe. Eventually.
We'll go ahead and explain this one too. Inside joke, we had a guy at this table. Obviously, his name was Russ. And we had another guy at the table, too. He was talking something about his mother, like actual, table talk, talking about his own mother, life stories, things like that. And Russ just looks at him and goes,
Is she
your
hot?
mom's single? Is she hot? Yeah, I'd dip her. Moment of silence at the whole table as everybody was like, wait, what?
I was laughing on the inside.
Now you going to tell the rest of the story?
The Rocky Horror Picture Show part? Yeah, so the guy in question used to be real big, and probably, maybe still is, even into theater, right? And he did Rocky Horror Picture Show over in Champaign.
What part did he play?
He was the butler, the hunched-over butler.
Riff-Raff.
Riff-Raff, thank you. I don't remember. I
It's
just
a
saw that movie last
stone
month,
man.
and I don't remember it. But regardless, so we're standing in line talking, and we're sharing the story to somebody else, and then we realize that Clint's mother is
you said his name.
behind us the whole time. And I turned around, I was like, oh, fuck.
That's good stuff.
Needless to say, Russ didn't dip her, but yeah.
As far as we know.
I mean, I didn't follow up on that. That's not my fucking business.
Good times.
Yeah.
How you guys been? It's been so long.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Anybody else?
It seems like 2 weeks, but it's not.
Nope.
Yeah. It's the shortest 2 weeks of your life.
Right.
Right. It's like, daylight savings time on steroids.
Bing. You're there.
And it'll be a good solid 2 months before we record again because of the holidays.
Yeah.
Right. Let's get that out now. Happy holidays, everybody. Whichever holidays you observe.
All of them.
Happy holidays to all of you.
Happy
our wonderful
holidays.
listeners.
That have already probably happened.
Yeah, I'm not sure
Yes.
exactly when this is coming out, but depending on the time, Happy Thanksgiving, Christmas equivalent, New Year's, Martin Luther King Day,
April Fools.
April, yeah,
You know, who knows?
4th of July, wherever far this goes.
We need to figure out when our April Fool's episode is.
Oh, yeah. Good times.
Oh yeah, I don't have that stuff set up yet. And because of somebody's request, my whole thing is my whole release schedule's all fucked up now.
Hey,
Curse
Thanks.
you, Will Wheaton.
thanks. It actually helps me like immensely.
Wheaton.
Oh, I was just guessing. It really was Will?
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
He made a very logical and basic request that will really help generate higher quality, and I'm going to blame him for it.
Okay.
Yes. I take.
What the hell was your suggestion?
Damn
damn it?
your innovation, Will.
Instead of Jason naming and giving the descriptions and stuff to me the day of release or the night before when I'm definitely asleep, we'll do it the week before, and that way I have an entire week to get my shit figured out.
Oh,
Yeah.
slacker, huh?
More like Saturday mornings can be pretty hectic.
Yeah, because
Sometimes it doesn't come out until 6 p.m. Sometimes it doesn't come out until like the next Monday.
Is it all the cartoons? All the cartoons in the morning?
Saturday morning cartoons.
I wish it was that. If it was, I would have a much simpler life.
It's your story. You tell it the way you want.
I will.
yeah,
You can't stop me.
When he made the request, I was like, yeah, it probably doesn't help the fact that like I listened to the episode about 5 minutes before I release it, and then figure out a description for it at that time to send to you. And Will, because if I remember correctly, you're a pretty early riser. By the time I get
Correct.
that out,
not what I
he's
heard.
asleep.
Yeah,
So
Jason will send it, and I'll either like have just laid down in bed, or I'll see it the next morning. One of the two.
yeah.
So this solves a lot of problems.
Will is the youngest old person I know.
Yes, I was born at 60. I'm 87 now.
All right. So you're about ready for the
I
early
plan to
bird special right now, right?
I plan to retire somewhere around 150.
That's dedication, Will.
Yeah, I don't want to hear anybody say that their life, they didn't get to retire. You'll get there. You just got to live long enough.
Right.
At 150, you can retire.
Well, that ain't happening for me. I can tell you that right now.
Will, are you a dwarf?
No,
No, Bommy's a dwarf.
I'm too tall to be a dwarf.
Sure.
Do you have dwarf blood? Are you a half dwarf?
Maybe.
Like in Chronicles of Narnia?
I don't know. I don't think dwarves are born old, though.
No, but they can retire conceivably at 150 and still have enough life to live afterwards.
Probably a lot more than I conceivably have in terms of after my retirement. In fact,
Could be.
but no, not to my knowledge.
Okay.
I'm going to retire in 3 years, 1 month, and 24 days, but who's counting?
You are.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Pretty clearly.
Exactly. Every minute.
Yeah, most of the rest of us have like 30, 40, 50 years left.
26 and a half.
I'm not going to retire. I love my job.
Stay at home, Mom.
If my job's real lucky, it's got me for 13 more years.
And if that should change, you'll find a new one.
My job is currently educating me, so I'm going to ride that wave until it's no longer beneficial.
Good plan.
I just meant I'm going to retire it for you. Screw this. It's too much work.
Gonna get into day trading.
I see what you did there.
57, they're kicking me out. I don't have a choice. I'm retiring whether I want to or not, which I do. I would go early.
You're not fooling anybody.
I was gonna say you may not have a choice retiring from there, but you could get another job.
You could also
Walmart greeter.
Why would I want to do that?
you could also work for a promotion, get promoted to
He's got to go work at KFC and run the register.
Hey, you know what? If they would pay me, I would be so much better Colonel Sanders than any of those other fools they've had on TV.
Oh, no
Dude,
kidding.
you need to find the right
Real
kind of
meal for
pie.
$5. Real meal for $5. 27 herbs and spices, and I'm not telling you either.
KFC, if you would like, one of the best RPG players that I've ever met. He's a great Colonel Sanders. I can attest to it.
Speaking
get
of
you the white
KFC,
suit.
you know, their Twitter, they follow 27 people named Herb and Spice.
No.
No.
No, they follow the 5 original Spice Girls and 12, and then the rest are guys named Herb.
Nice.
That's
I
funny.
wonder if they follow Peaches and Herb.
No.
Probably
No?
not.
No, those are literally the only things they follow on that.
That's awesome.
And the first person who ever pointed it out They got a portrait, a hand-painted portrait of themselves holding a chicken leg of chicken, being given a piggyback ride by Colonel Sanders.
That's awesome.
Nice.
That's twisted. I love it.
Have you seen that meme? I just saw it the other day. Maybe been out for a while. I don't know, but I just saw it yesterday. But it's got Jesus and Colonel Sanders sitting at a table.
Okay.
And the caption says, "I don't care if you're Jesus. I'm not telling you what the 27 herbs and spices are."
Now, I gotta say, on the behalf of KFC, that is good marketing right there.
I mean, it's a smart idea. But
I'm thinking we should put Mark in a white suit with that funny little tie and a little sign that says, "Have 27 herbs and spices. We'll sell."
That whole visual image reminds me of a joke I used to know about Colonel Sanders trying to get a hold of, trying to get the Pope to change the day, our Lord's Prayer, to give us this day our daily chicken. And the punchline was something like, the Pope coming in with all the bishops sitting down. "Good news, guys. We just gained the Colonel Sanders account, but we lost the Wonder Bread account." Something like that.
You guys know Britt. His memory's the second shortest thing he's got.
Absolutely.
So this kid is
You
getting
fill in
ready.
the blanks.
He's getting ready for his prom date, right? And he goes. He has to get a tuxedo, and there's a long line, but he waits, and he gets his tux from the tux shop, and then he goes and needs to get a limo, and there's a long line at the limo place, but he waits, and he gets his limo, and then he has to go get flowers, and there's a long line at the florist, but he waits and gets gets the flowers, and then they finally get to prom, and they dance, and then she's like, "Oh, I want some punch," and he goes to get some punch, and there's no punch line.
I was afraid that was where that was going.
Yeah, that's what your joke made me think of.
You're welcome. You're welcome, everybody.
But back to retiring early.
Yes.
I thought we retired that subject.
No. I have a thing that we joke about. It's a family joke in our house because Grandpa Leonard, he retired 3 times
Oh.
because of Grandma. He just kept going back to work.
Well, see, with me, I'm retiring from my main job, but I still have my side job, which is
Shield bash.
yes, that.
And
yeah,
the other
and
side hustle.
it's so lucrative. So
Well, I mean, for Mark, this kind of is a job. It's like, it's, not a ton of hours, but like
Hell of a
almost,
commute.
I have a hell
almost
of a
10-hour
commute.
day.
It's the worst commute I've ever had. Let me tell you, for a job.
Yeah.
Well, I will tell you, I know with your other job, there is, I think, a convention that is interested in doing business with you if they can ever get a price quote.
Yes, and since that's in April, I really haven't put that at the top of my priority list because I have several things going on right now, but I have not forgot about them.
So, where were we? I think we just killed Donk.
Well, actually, Nat, it's nice that you bring that up because it was your turn. We go back to the second floor of the dungeon underneath the Otari fishery in the seaside town of Otari, where our heroes are confronted by at least 2 more kobolds that they've been battling off and on throughout the first level of the dungeon, and they're taking fire from 2 hidden foes behind an overturned table on the left and a stack of crates and barrels marked with Otari Fishery Industries on the right. In fact, several of them have been hit by the kobolds, and it is now Nat's turn.
Boy, you are being generous. Heroes, huh?
Well, you did save an orc.
Everybody's the hero of their own story.
We also befuddled, maybe verbally, like, assaulted this
Lambasted?
poor woman that owns the place.
Tamerley Tanderville of the Otari Fishery?
Tamara. Yeah, I remember her.
Yeah, she's gonna have nightmares. Alright, so see these kobolds jump out. One attacks Donk, one attacks Uko. Both get a hit in on their opponent.
Yes.
So I'll turn to Donk and, "Good luck, you got this!" And then turn to Uko's opponent. And I will study it for a moment, hunt prey, and then I will cast a spell, gravity weapon, and then I will take a single shot. And that will probably miss with a 10.
Oh, yeah. It may be...
11.
It may be because Uko's in between you and the kobold you're aiming at. That might have thrown off your aim, as he is quite large and you are quite small. But you tried to get it between his legs, but I think he might have actually kicked the bolt off course.
And that will be it for Nat.
All right. So that was Nat's turn. Uko, you just felt the brush of air go between your legs as a tiny crossbow bolt went whipping, or an arrow. A tiny arrow went whipping between your legs, missing the kobold in front of you.
Uko is going to draw, for the first time ever, his star knife and poke this kobold between the eyes.
Poke away, sir. Poke away.
Does a 16 hit?
It does not, as he ducks under your poke. Your stars were above him.
No! Wait, yes. The second one is much better, and it's agile, so 19 to hit?
That is a hit, sir. Well done.
Wonderful. The big old 3 points of pointy damage.
Well, you didn't get him between the eyes. He ducked, and you got one of the little scales on his head, and he's ah!
And then that will be the end of Uko's turn with 2 attacks and a draw.
All right. With that, you stab that kobold with your knife, and about that time that you're doing that, you hear a twang from the crates in front of you as a crossbow bolt comes aimed at you. Oh, that's going to be a 22. Does that hit?
That does, in fact, hit.
And that hits for 4 points of damage.
Ow.
You hear a ratcheting sound and another twang. Oh, how about we go with a 18 on that one?
That'll also hit.
Excellent. Oh, that was a good bolt. 7 points of damage as that one thunks really close to the first one.
Sorry, Uklo, I forgot to tell you to look out.
It's okay.
And as Bommy says that, he can take his turn now.
So Uko begins to bleed out profusely.
Is Uko still standing?
Barely.
Is there such a thing as concealment in this?
Yes.
Okay.
You don't have it.
Yet.
Just saying.
All right.
So where did you go on that little trip? You moved
15
Okay, cool.
to get into flanking with Dank over there.
And it did not seem like he had an attack of opportunity. So now you are in flank with Donk.
Yeah, that's what I said, Dank.
Dank. Yes.
Yeah, Dank, Donk, Dink. Dip, duck, dive, dip, and dodge.
I'm gonna take a swing at that sucker.
Get him.
It's a 19 altogether, if I'm right.
That is a hit.
All right. That'll be a 5 for damage altogether, right?
Yeah, he
Don't you have sneak attack?
Oh yeah, sneak attack damage
should
too.
roll that also.
There's a D6 involved, isn't there?
Yeah.
All right, let's do that. Well, there it is. Another 6.
Ooh, that's much more gooder, as a friend of mine would say.
Way more gooder.
And he's still up, though, but that hurt.
Okay.
These kobolds seem a little bigger and a lot tougher than the ones you fought previously.
All right, so, because I forgot when I was doing my 2-hit, you get a +2 in this one for flanking?
Yeah, I
Or
just
is
took
it-
2 off their armor class.
Oh, okay. I knew
Yep.
it worked some kind of way.
Yep.
That was a little bit
I
different.
got you, bro. Don't worry.
I forget. Like I said, second shortest thing I got. One more. Oh, that's no buenos. That's a 10 altogether.
Ooh, no, even with the flank, he's more dodgy than that as he managed to slip that stab that you aim at his back. I believe that's your final action, correct?
Correct.
All right, that was Bommy. Bridger, you're still on the stairs, but if you squatted down, you could probably see into the room and see what's going on.
Yeah, with that, I know I can't actually see them because they're behind the walls and everything, but roughly where is the one that's using the barricade for cover by Uko?
All right, well, since you are on the stairs and you're tall, you're looking at the top, kind of over the top. I will go ahead and show you where they are at. As you can see, the little crest on their head and their little pointy dragon-type ears peeking just above the barricade, which your friends on the floor can't see.
All right, so Bridger is aware that his Shroud of Night doesn't work on these guys after the last fight, so instead, he's going to just be like, "The dark is dangerous and full of terrors, but that's the reason why we sleep through the night." And I'm gonna cast Sleep back here in the corner. Should hit the one next to Uko and the blue base one that's behind the barricade there. They will need to make will saves.
All right.
Those are my saves.
But I'm going to roll them, not Will.
Fine.
Well, the first one gets a 17,
It's a quarter per save.
and the second one gets an 18. So
Okay.
really close.
Well, they both pass.
Okay.
And so they get a -1 status penalty to perception checks for 1 round.
So they're a little drowsy, but they yawn and they shake it off. Okay.
And then I'm going to summon up my big glowy butterfly shield.
All right. So that's all 3 actions, and we're back at the top of the order. And the kobold that is on Uko is going to try to stab him because
Let's hope he doesn't.
he's right there. Does a 19 hit you?
It does.
Oh, that's going to hurt. 3 points of piercing damage.
Uko is down.
Uko falls. Thud.
I go, no!
And since he's not really able to reach Bridger on the stairs because of the corner, but he does see the dog with the glowy thing on it. He's going to throw his spear in his other hand at the dog, or at the glowy ball on the dog. And that is all of a 15.
That will miss.
So the ball ducks and the spear goes flying over and almost clips our friend Donk in the foot, but he manages to skip out of the way. And that is 2 actions, so this one's going to go ahead and he is going to move up and try to confront Bridger on the stairs.
Bridget, look out!
And he is done. The other kobold on the other side of the room that's being bracketed by the 2 thieves, Donk and Bommy, he is going to take a step back from Donk, and he's going to try to stick Bommy with his short sword. And not with that kind of a roll. That was horrible, so he's just going to act like that one didn't happen, and he's going to try to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably not going to work either, so very ineffective, but he did get out of the flank, which was his goal. And about that time, Donk, you hear a click, thunk, in front of you as a crossbow bolt comes sailing your way. That is a 17. Does that hit?
Negative.
You're able to duck out of the way just in time. You hear a ratcheting sound and another twang. That's more gooder. How about a 17?
That is a miss.
And you're able to slip that one too. So he is done. And Donk, you've taken 2 crossbow bolts from the direction of the table directly in front of you, and that kobold that come up and stabbed you, he scampered away. And you are up, sir.
Now, a 5-foot step is no longer a free action, correct?
Correct. It is a part of your move, part of your stride action. You can stride up to 5 feet or more.
Well, a 5-foot step is a step.
Yes, just a step
Call it
action,
a
not a stride
guarded
action.
step?
No,
Is
it's
that
just
No.
that's
That's
Starfinder.
Starfinder,
It's
never
just
mind.
a step. The big thing with this is that if you take a step, you can't. Nobody can react to it.
Right.
So not just attacks of opportunity, but other things of like moving or following and stuff like that. It prevents that. It's on the little cheat sheet he gave you.
Oh, yeah.
Which comes with the beginner's box. If anybody's interested in that, you get these really nice cards that tell you, common actions, rules, and movement and stuff like that on the little cards.
Very helpful little cards.
Gonna move to there,
You can move anywhere you want within your movement rate, sir.
and I'm going to twin feint the crossbow.
The guy with the crossbow.
I'm not sure which square he's in. Could you... I put myself there, but he's kind of like on 4 different squares.
Pick
Well-
one, Mark.
Okay, that is a 23.
Yes, as he's in the act of ratcheting up his crossbow for another shot, you stab him,
So the first one is 3 points of damage.
and he takes it.
I'm sorry,
like it.
4 points of damage.
He takes that too.
And then that makes him flat-footed to this
20,
one, correct?
yeah, that's a 22.
Ooh, 22, you say. So, 22, flat-footed, that is still not a crit. But it is a hit, and you do get sneak attack.
8 points of damage.
Ooh, he didn't like that at all. But he's still standing.
Now, just real quick, I don't get an attack of opportunity anymore? This isn't like second
No,
edition
not
doesn't have
unless
it?
you're a fighter or you take a feat to specifically give you attack of opportunity.
Okay.
So you are done, correct?
Yes.
All right, Nat, you're up.
So Nat's got this Uko laying in front of her, as well as this kobold standing in front of her.
Correct.
Nat will point towards Bridger and get this really shocked look on her face and go, "He will bridge your soul to the afterworld!" Created a version with deception.
All right. That's against my will DC, correct?
It is, but you don't need to worry about it.
All right, I
Hero
will.
point?
Yeah, fuck it. Hero point. That's a 22.
Ooh, that is a success. Not a critical success, but a success.
At which point it is now flat-footed to me, and I am technically kind of hidden to it, and I will shoot it.
Yeah, as Kobold looks at you and doesn't really understand what you say, but he does follow your pointing, and then he sees the erupts. He's like, and that's enough startled to make him flat-footed. Well done.
I'm very threatening.
You look like it, crouching down with your big smile.
That's going to be a 28
Lots of teeth.
to hit.
Wow, that is a critical hit, sir. That distraction really helped.
22 damage.
Oh, and that one falls dead.
I loosened it up for you.
I'm thinking we're down here and like all you see is this pair of red eyes in the staircase and it startles him and all of a sudden he's like, dude.
and teeth. He sees a pointy teeth.
Bridger's not actually having a good time right now because his very close buddy is unconscious and in danger.
So, with my last action, Nat is going to move to the other side of Uko and try to form a protective barrier on the other side of him.
So you're going to go between that gap in the wall and the crates?
Yes.
Okay.
And call up, Bridger, Uko's not having a good day.
Yeah, I can see that, little brosina.
And that'll be it.
All right. And with Nat filling the gap between the wall and the crates, that should keep any other kobolds from coming around that end to get to the downed Uko. Uko, this would be your turn. However, you're downed, and so you would need to make me a saving throw.
And you did remember to move me just before whoever.
It was
down,
handy
right?
because the guy that comes next actually shot you, so I didn't have to move you. But thank you for reminding me.
So I was looking into this and I was trying to figure it out because what happens when you hit 0 exactly? Do you gain the dying condition at that point? still?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you never go. You never go below 0. Okay, but when you get to 0, you become dying 1. If you were hit by a critical hit and put down to 0 or below, you go to dying 2.
I'm intimately aware of that.
Well, I knew the
Mark.
crit hit rule and everything like that. I just wasn't sure if you actually had to go into the negatives or if 0
No.
was the point where it started.
Yeah, 0 is the point of hopefully return. But yes, that's
I
as far as
failed
you
my
go.
flat check.
So you are now dying 2. It's not looking good for Uko as his blood continues to pool and expand on the floor. And however, it's the guy behind the barricade's turn. He can't really get a good bead on the glowy thing on the dog because of the crates, but he does see somebody crouching in the stairwell, and he's got a pretty well straight line there. So he's gonna shoot a crossbow bolt up that stairwell. I will give you a +1 to your armor class for having a little bit of cover there, Bridger. And looks like that's going to be enough to do it because he only got a 13 on that roll. You hear the click, 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 click as he reloads, and he fires again. Ooh, this might have done it. Let's see. That starts out as a 23 minus 5 minus 1, so 6. So 23 minus 6 would be a 16?
That'd be a 17.
17, sorry.
But
17.
that still hits.
It hit you?
Yeah.
All right. Crossbow bolt streaks out of the darkness, but you're able to pick your foot up, and it just nicks you on the big toe and does 1 point of damage.
Good shot.
And that is his turn. Bommy, you're up.
All right, the one right in front of me I've hit already, right?
Yes, he's not looking the greatest.
Right, I'm going to finish him, I hope.
Okay.
It's a 16.
16. That misses, unfortunately, as he ducks under your stab.
Bummer. All right, one more. 18.
18, that's with your negatives for your attack?
No. How does that work?
Well, if it's not an agile weapon, it's a -5 on your second attack.
But it is an
10 on
agile
your
weapon.
Then it'd be a -4.
But I'm untrained.
Then it would not be that.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's a versatile weapon.
It is not agile. It is finesse and versatile.
Yes,
So it would
sorry.
be
so it'd be a
-5.
-5 then.
It's finesse, versatile. Uncommon, too.
Yeah, that doesn't help you.
That is a factor here.
So what was your total -5?
I don't know.
It was 18 -5 would be a 13.
There you go.
correct?
That's not going to get it, right?
Yeah, no, he slides to the left and you miss him.
Okay, I got one more, right?
You got one more, and this would be a -10.
Negative
So
10.
Roll for the fences.
All right.
What a roller coaster.
Yeah, it's not going to get it.
Very dodgy little kobold. He managed to scamper out of your way. Bridger, you just got shot in the big toe by a crossbow bolt, and you're on the stairwell, and Uko is at the foot of the stairs bleeding out rapidly.
Bridger has no healing magic and does not have battle medicine, so I literally think mechanically there's nothing I can do to help Uko at this point, except for to whisper silently as he goes by, "Hero point, bro." But
Yep.
And Bridger rushes through the between the barricades and confronts the crossbowman that brought his buddy low.
yes, the one that is the only one that's not currently occupied in melee, and thus in Bridger's mind at least, the biggest threat to his friend Uko. Even though he is also wondering why Balmy went away from the one that was threatening the healer and went to try and save the one that was fighting the arguably first or second most dangerous other melee combatant besides himself, leaving our healer to die. But he doesn't say any of that out loud. He just goes over to this guy. That is, however, it's a double move to get all the way around the crates to him, and then he's just going to look down at him, 6'2", looking down at this little kobold, and he's like, "Little lizard dude," and he says it in Draconic. "Little lizard dude, you really should just cut your losses." And he's going to cast shield again.
But you're not going to make like an intimidation check or anything?
Yeah.
Okay. Just asking.
Not with that charisma.
Just asking for flavor, that's all. All right, so back to the top of the order. The kobold that is confronting Balmy, he is going to take another stab at it, so to speak. And he misses horribly as Balmy just kind of looks like, "Dude, was that your best?"
Do I look like a bearded gnome to you?
And he doesn't understand what you said. He turns
How pointy is your hat?
He turns his head sideways and tries to stick you again. That's 2 ones in a row. That dice is done for. So the last time, let's see if he can swing for the fences and try to get Balmy. And no, he doesn't. So you're able to slip and slide and dodge out of the way of 3 strikes by this kobold. He looks rather scared now that all his attacks have been ineffective against you. The other one is confronted by his own series of problems in the form of Donk. And since he has a crossbow bolt loaded and Donk is right there, he's just going to shoot Donk in the face.
Pow.
And that is a 19.
That'll hit.
That'll hit Donk in the face for 6 points of piercing damage. Now, since you're so close, he goes ahead and drops his crossbow at this point, pulls his short sword, and tries to stab you in the gullet. But you're able to spring back out of the way. And he is done. Donk, it is your turn.
Let's do Twin Feint on this one.
All right.
I'm going to hope that's a hit. That is 24.
Oh, yes, sir. That is a hit. So he will be flat-footed to the second one.
4 points of damage on that first attack.
Excellent.
And that would be a 20 for the second attack.
That is a hit, sir.
13 points of damage.
Oh, and Donk puts that one down as it and falls forward dead.
Nice one, Dank.
Now, I still got a move left, right?
Yes.
Well, you have a third action.
Yeah, third action. You can move or whatever.
Donk yells out. He's like, "Didn't we get heal potions?"
Yes, and Balmy has both of them. The old flank trick, is it? I see what you're doing there, Donk. However, that move was your last action, so you'll have to wait till next time.
On Geobash?
No, we're not done yet.
No.
Nat, you're up.
Almost.
So, Nat blew up that one kobold, warned Bridger about Uko's position, and Bridger ran on by. Nat I thought, fuck it. So she reaches in and pulls out a vial of her own, which is an elixir of minor healing, and then pours it into Uko. It's 1d6 health gained, and then you get +1 bonus for 10 minutes against poison and disease. And then with my last action, I'm going to shoot at this kobold over here that's being flanked.
You just earned yourself a hug, little brosina.
He'll have a little cover from you from there, but I'll go ahead and you can take a shot at him.
I believe that's going to be a miss. That is 14 minus 1, I assume, so 13.
No, not going to do it. Your arrow goes straight and twang, and hits the table. So that is Nat's turn. Uko, you just had a wonderful tasting elixir thrown down your mouth, and you swallowed it, and you come up sputtering and coughing, but you are alive.
Oh, it's very cold down here. Uko will touch himself and
Yeah, you will.
and try to heal up here.
I'm so glad I'm alive.
Do the 2-action ranged heal on yourself.
Yeah, actually. What with me not really having anything else I can do on this turn anyway.
I bet you're glad it's still there at this point.
You have no idea. Oh, cool. I'm used to playing a higher level cleric.
Which means he doesn't get to roll as many dice now. A little underwhelming there, was it, Will?
Actually, it was plenty. I'm back to full, so I'm no longer wounded.
Well, there you go. Perfect.
Little cheat for all of you cleric players out there. The 2-action ranged heal you can use on yourself.
Yes.
And get that extra healing.
Uko will then stand up and end his turn.
All right, so Uko's back on his feet, fully healed, wondering, how did I get here?
Uko, I would like to point out, I brought you back. Your friend just ran off.
As Nat says that, Bommy sees that he has a kobold trapped between himself and Donk and the barricade of tables.
Uh-huh.
What are you going to do, Bommy?
I'm going to swing.
Just a swang in.
You just lost your hug, brosina.
See, now, Bombay's last turn, he thought, oh, this guy's real easy. I'm going to hit him with that first hit, and then I'm going to mosey on over with that potion of healing and pour it down, or give it to Bridget, and say, hey, feed this to him. So
Just arrives like a day late and $1 short.
yeah,
To the wrong
that
person.
didn't work out last turn real well, did it? But yeah, so this time I'm, with the flanking, I think I figured out it was the flanking that really helped. That extra distraction helped me hit him out. I hit him in the last round. So let's see if it's gonna work this round. Yeah, probably not. It's a 9 altogether with this swing.
No,
Alright.
not at all.
The next one's -4, right?
Yep.
Yes.
That whole production for a 9 to
5.
hit.
Possible
Well-
crit.
Well,
Yeah.
I think that one's going to hit. Actually, so if you take your total on that, this is the way this works: is you take your total roll, you subtract your 4. It's 5 because it's not agile. You
Right,
take
5.
5 off.
Okay.
That's still a hit, but
Okay.
because you rolled a natural 20, that makes it a critical hit. So well done.
Okay.
You've been upgraded.
I like it. So you need some damage?
Oh yes.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully a lot of damage,
I
and you
aim-
get sneak attacks. So
I aim to please.
And I believe the sneak attack doubles too, right?
yes,
It
everything
does.
but the deadly.
So
die
everything
if you have
doubles?
one. Except the deadly die if you have one.
I don't
on
have
your
a deadly die, so that's 22 points of damage now.
Yeah, Bommy missed the first one. The kobold ducked under that one. Just as he stood up, he came back with a backswing and took his little head off his shoulders. That kobold's dead, y'all. All right.
Toast.
Bommy done took that head.
He looks around and sees what's going on. Oh, that feller's up already again. I guess I'll start to meander over to the last remaining threat and try and get into flanking.
You're not going to make there on one move.
And fall short. You're right.
But you're a dwarf, you're used to that.
I'm used to it. Hey, y'all, wait up. Yeah, so that's my turn.
Bridger, you are back there. You've confronted this kobold. He's standing there with a crossbow pointed in your general direction. And you move around to the side of him.
Bridger takes a step action to move to the side in case his results here fail. The others can get to murdering distance a little easier. Next action, shield, And then third action, I will try that aforementioned Intimidate, where he's just going to, in Draconic, little bro, just give it up.
Okay.
19.
Good roll.
All right. He looks at you and he's like surprised again that you spoke in Draconic and you spoke it so well. And he's like kind of nods his head at you and okay. And but it's not his turn, so.
Then as a free action in common, I will be like, all right, everybody, this guy's going to give up. Like, no, let's ixnay on the death A. Don't kill him.
Are you saying that in Draconic too?
No, I said in
Bummer.
common.
Well, I wanted some plausible deniability there. Yeah. Oh well.
So Bridger, that is your last action, correct?
Yep.
All right, Donk, you heard what Bridger said, but this guy's still holding a crossbow. What are you going to do? And you don't speak Draconic, do you? No, okay.
But he speaks common.
Yes. I'm just saying he can't hear what the
Sort of.
kobold answered back.
Is the debris on the map floor accurate?
Correct.
Now, can you do in this prepared actions?
Yes, a readied action or prepared action will take you 2 of your actions to ready an action with the last action. However, since, you can still do it because you have 2 actions left. So, yes, you can ready an action for next round.
Can I get to there? Or is
You'll
that
have to
something-
give me a climb check because it is rickety and put together very quickly to climb up there. But, yes, you can do it. That'll take you another action.
You would not then be able to prepare if you use another action.
Correct.
The action I want to prepare is if he takes aim with his crossbow at one of my colleagues, I'm going to attack him.
Okay. That is your readied action. I will put that down.
Mark's going to have him shoot you now.
It's another person being generous. Colleagues.
Nat, you're up.
All right, so Nat is going to move around to where she can see where the enemy is. As she walks away from Yuko, she goes, "Now just remember, you owe me another thimble of Healy stuff."
Right.
The usury rates are high.
And once Nat gets moved around to the back corner there, adjacent to the kobold, she lowers her longbow pointed at him, looks to Bridger and goes, "Well, if he does something wrong, I'm going to shoot his face." And ready to shoot the kobold if it makes an aggressive action towards my party.
All right, second ready action ready. Uko, you're up.
Balmy is right next to Uko.
Correct. He's bleedy.
Yeah, that was kind of my question. Is he, bleeding out? Does he look okay? Uko will go ahead and reach over and tap him on the shoulder. 1 action heal. He's back to full.
Thank you, ma'am.
And then Uko's going to raise his actual physical shield and say, "Yes, Nat, thank you. I'm sure I can probably heal you instead when you need it."
That sounds like a fair trade. All right, so with that final action, it is now the kobold's action. He's standing there. He looks up at Bridger. He looks at the thing on the dog. He looks at the goblin. He's familiar with those. And he looks back at Bridger and goes, "You're right, bye." Drops the crossbow and jumps onto the barricade. Yes, awesome. He jumps onto the barricade, runs across it, and then leaps over. Yes, he does. Leaps over the barricade of barrels in the tunnel mouth that you guys saw at the back of the room, and he is gone.
Fuck.
So none of your readied actions went off. So you're left there with a barricade of barrels, an overturned table, 3 dead kobolds, and a door to the west, and a entrance to a hallway to the north that has another barricade of barrels and crates marked with Otari Fisher Industries.
Are these ones also seemingly empty?
Yes.
Okay.
As are the crates that compose the barricade of barrels and crates. They still smell strongly of smoked and salted fish, but they are empty.
Bridger is going to look at it and be like, "Oh, I really thought he was actually going to... I'm sorry, guys. That sucks."
He took you at your word. You said give up, so he did and ran away.
Freaking lizard dogs.
So what would you like to do now?
I need to dress my wounds.
You gonna make a medicine check, or what are you doing there?
I would assume that's what I do. Do I need anything to use medicine? Is there a heal kit?
You need to have a healer's kit.
Would you like me to do that for you?
Oh,
Let the healer do it.
If you're offering, that'd be great.
As Uko sees him readying up mud, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'm pretty boogered up.
Are you doing a heal check?
Yeah, I'm going to do a heal check.
Okay. When he pulls out the healer's kit, Bridger goes to sit in the corner for 10 minutes to refocus.
Excellent.
And
Are you in timeout?
I'm focusing
Nat will get her books out and start refocusing as well.
on the mysteries of the universe.
How does 8 feel?
Almost.
My hands can touch it.
The 15 DC doesn't get a plus to it, correct? Yeah. So yeah, it's 8.
It's all right. I'm only down
So,
one.
so Bommy, what are you doing? And Uko, what are you doing now that you're done tending to Donk's wounds? Donk, these two are kind of like still doing their Om and their reading stuff. So what would you three like to do?
Loot the room.
Loot the room.
I think the room's all out of fish, isn't it?
Yeah. The only fish you find is probably like 3 apiece in the pouches of the 3 kobolds that are there on the floor dead. You do have 2 crossbows, several bolts, and probably 6 assorted spears.
Are they small size or medium or?
They are small size.
Okay. I don't need none of that.
Now, as you do work your way across around the room, when you come to the barricade to the north, the 3 of you give me perception checks.
27.
7.
And finally, Donk.
23.
All right, Uko, you just kind of
Contemplating the meaning of life and potential death.
Yeah, I think you're more taken in by the barrels. You're like, wow, those are empty too. How are we gonna fill these with fish? We haven't found any fish. As he's thinking about that, you guys start smelling a smell that's not the barrels of fish. It's almost a putrid scent of sweat and or rotted fish coming wafting down the corridor behind this barricade.
That's nasty.
And when you pause to listen, you can hear the drip, drip, drip of water.
Listen, y'all smell something?
It smells delicious.
No, Donk, you as a goblin would usually think that. It's almost sickening even to you. Now, as you go around to the west side of the room, you see there is a door.
I'm imagining Balmy Taker and the Leonard Skinner. What's that smell?
Right. Are you going to go over and check out the door to the west, the opening to the west, or are you going to go to the barricade?
Once I'm done chewing, I was going to answer you, but yeah, I'll go ahead and go to the barricade.
All right, and again, these are it's a hastily stacked wall of barrels and crates, kind of held together with that's to the north with the barrel staves and even a few rocks and stuff.
Yeah, we haven't been back that direction
Have
at all,
not
have we?
been back that
Yeah, I don't
direction
think so.
at all.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to bust that down.
You're gonna bust it down. You're not gonna take it down carefully. You're just gonna bust it down.
Don't break it.
Well, they're all empty, right? So
Yeah.
they shouldn't be heavy.
Yeah, they
I
better
can
be
do it
empty.
careful.
Okay, go ahead and give me a thievery check to see if you're trying to take it away quietly.
Yeah, just in case.
Okay.
Skills, right?
Mhm.
That'd be 18 altogether.
18. That's pretty good. You start to remove some of the barrels and the crates, and just as you get the second one opened enough to where you can make a passageway back there, you hear a scream and a gurgle from farther down the corridor, as if maybe a kobold died.
Huh. Just desserts.
Perhaps he should have followed Bridger's suggestion to the nature of the request.
It's probably not trained in nature.
Right.
So now you have a way forward to the north, and you have an open, inviting hallway to a room to the west.
I'd like to take a look in that room to the west and see what's in there.
All right, Donk, as you walk over there to the hallway to the west, you see a short, 5-foot hallway, and it opens up to a much larger rectangular chamber. But the chamber appears to be in ruins, but the center of the chamber contains a fountain of pristine water with something glittering in the bottom. In the middle of this fountain is a marble statue of a mermaid, her lips pursed as if she was about to blow a kiss, or maybe whistle at someone. While at each corner of the pool, it has some sort of mechanism embedded with stones. But you see that the one to the southwest, the corner on the southwest, appears to be smashed.
So I mentioned that to the party, and does anybody know what this is?
Uko will take a look.
So Bridger looks over the top of the goblin. Uko looks just underneath Bridger's head. So we have 3 heads looking into the hallway at the passageway to the west. And Nat pulls up behind Donk and sees the back of Donk.
It looks like a goblin ass.
Obviously, beyond the description, is there a specific check for it?
Yeah, you can give me a perception check.
21.
21.
23.
You think that the glittering in the bottom of the pool is probably coins, but you're not sure from here. You'd probably have to enter the room to get a better view, because the wall is probably, the wall of the fountain's probably about between 1.5 feet, 2 feet high.
Well, it looks like what's commonly referred to as a wishing fountain. You take a coin, you flip it into the water and make a wish. I'm not sure why it would be down here. And I imagine the pursed lips is probably like the water was supposed to come out of it at some point. Like she was. That'd be weird though, right? Like if you're drawing water from it, you're just drawing like mermaid spit. That's not the weirdest thing I've seen though. One time I saw one that was it was a cow on its back and the water came out of it. It was weird.
Was it a female or a male cow?
Female. So yeah, I think it's coins in there.
So with Bridger being pretty sure that it's coins in the bottom of the wishing fountain, he says, what would you like to do?
Uko stays the hell behind everybody else.
Excellent.
I got shot in the foot, so I think somebody else should take the lead. I'm still a little limpy.
Bommy, what are you doing? They don't seem to pay any attention to the sound. Did you tell them that the kobold screamed down this way?
Yeah, I know that shiny shit over there is cool, but did you hear what I heard over here?
No. What'd you hear?
Well, it sounds like our little dragon boyfriend met his death. Now, I don't know if that means there's more critters down there, or he just fell into the victim of some kind of a trap. But if we wind up heading that way, I bet we find his ass.
There were traps before. Maybe he forgot about one of his own traps?
He weren't no trap master at all. Other feller was.
Well, his communally.
Mysteries abound.
So we have a passageway to the north, or we have the hallway to the wishing fountain to the west. Which way would the party like to proceed?
I vote north.
Yeah, I'll vote north.
I'm good with going north. We can always check the wishy-washy later.
I'm mighty curious about that kobold.
We'll just follow the party.
All right.
They're going that way.
So you guys go back over to where Bommy is at to the north there, and as you look down the passage, you see that after, about 30 feet, give or take, water seems to be filling the bottom of the floor there. And it seems to be flowing from the east down into a lower portion of the dungeon to the northwest. North is the direction of the barricades, so this will be east, that will be west.
Okay, gotcha.
So, listeners, our hallway kind of forks off in 2 different directions, one of which is up current, the other one is quickly ends at a pool of water.
All of which is obscured by reflective light for me.
Grow taller.
No.
So who's going to lead the charge, so to speak, here?
Come on, Dink, let's do this our way.
And remember, you don't have to cower in the corner if you find something.
24 stealth.
You think that you're swift, silent, and deadly as you creep along. Donk, are you creeping along with him?
Yeah, I got a 24 stealth as well.
You guys are both like shadows flittering in the dark. That means you're really stealthy. As you guys come down to the edge of the water, you know this is going to cause problems because it's hard to sneak through water. What would you like to do from here?
Climb
What?
the wall.
Float several inches off the ground.
So you're.
That's what I'd like to
where,
do,
Where are you
but-
climbing to, Donk?
It depends on which direction we're going, but I'd assume
There's no trees here.
there's a tunnel to the right.
Small tree and no trees.
Is it possible to climb the walls?
Oh, yeah. up to about probably 12 feet, and then the ceiling's going to stop you.
Can I do that stealthily?
Yeah, sure. As he's starting his climb, Bommy, give me a perception check.
20.
You notice the smell that you smelled, that sweaty, rotten, fishy smell.
Right.
It's getting stronger, and it's coming to the corridor that leads north across the pool of water.
All right, so since we're at the fork here, we're talking about the one that goes more towards the left?
Yes, the one that goes to the left through the deeper part of the water. That's where the smell seems to be emanating from. The wall that Donk is attempting to climb, you don't hear anything from that direction except the slow drip of water that you heard louder now. So you have a drip, 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 drip of water coming from the right tunnel.
Oh, okay. So now we can... I mean, the way this map is drawn, it looks like there's a bit of a drop-off.
Yes.
Okay.
That's why that looks deeper where the pool is at. You're not really sure how deep yet because you haven't moved into it.
Right. Is that at the same level as we are currently?
It is lower this direction to the left where the smell is emanating from. And as you go to the right tunnel, the water is flowing down towards you. So you'll be going upstream as you hear a steady drip.
I'm going to hold off and see how well Donk does in climbing over there.
All right, Donk, give me a climb check.
24.
All right, so how high do you want to go up, Donk? You find lots of handholds. It's a natural cavern. It's a little slick at the bottom because of the water, but as you get off the ground, it's nice and dry and gritty.
I'm going to take the easiest route.
Okay, and you're going to go where? Up, sideways? What are you doing?
I'm going to try to work my way over to that ledge where I can get on dry ground.
And the passageway to the north?
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to be moving at quarter speed sideways. So take yourself sideways to the north there.
Also, I'm trying to stealth.
As you're climbing. Okay, it'll be a bit of a chore, but go ahead and try to climb stealthily. Give me a stealth check. Actually, never mind. What is your stealth DC?
7.
Yeah, you think you're doing a pretty good job of climbing sideways quietly.
Once I get over to the edge, I am going to get back down on flat ground, and I want to look around for any signs of danger and wait for Balmy to catch up.
You manage to get down, and you start to look around. You notice that the smell is much stronger in this area. Much stronger now. As you can almost feel a breeze, which is weird because you haven't felt a breeze so much before. But it's not strong, but it's like there's wind coming from ahead of you. Balmy, you see him scuttle up the wall like a spider monkey and climb sideways, and he's over the pool, and he's standing over there on solid ground to the north.
Nice. Well, I want to follow him. What do I want to use here?
Well, you can walk or climb. Oh, yeah, or try to jump. That's a big jump.
Climbing is athletics, if that's...
Yeah, that's what I was
you're
looking
trying
for.
to go
Athletics is
Okay.
what you're wanting. Sorry.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to use athletics. Natural 20.
Yeah, I guess you were really watching Donk because you just put your feet in the same toe holds and your hands in the same little hand holds, and you just follow his direction across, and you end up right there on dry land. And
Sweet.
yes, this smell is much worse here.
All right. So, still no idea how deep that water
And
is here.
what's your perception
No.
DC, or modifier? Plus 8?
Yeah.
You hear voices.
All right. Is it in a language I understand?
I'm going to say no.
All right.
And it sounds kind of guttural, and there's a lot of interspersed gnashing of teeth and some scrabbling, like people are grabbing something ahead of you. That's
So-
about all you can make out.
Does it sound different than the lizard dogs?
Yes.
Okay.
Do
I try and get to...
you have a torch out?
Yes, I have that ever-burning torch.
Okay. Do you want to hold a torch? Or would you rather have both hands free?
I'm fine.
Okay.
So the rest of you, we're going to pause now while the two rogues are ranging ahead of the party. And Bridger, Uko, and Nat, you see the goblin and the dwarf. They go to the edge of the water, and they're being very quiet. And then suddenly, you see them both climb up the wall and scuttle out of sight to to the left of the corridor you're all in right now.
Well, that went well for him last time. How you guys doing?
Oh, thrilled, man. Thrilled, little Brosina. Watch this.
Sorry, President Garfield's in the way.
Somebody offed him.
Bridger's going to head for the water.
What is he doing, Uko?
Bridger, you head for the water, and what would you like to do then once you get there? Are you going left or right?
I'm going into the deep part.
Okay, you're going down to the deep part, and you find out that it's not quite as deep, and it seems like there's some suction, like onto the north, like maybe it's falling down into a deeper part of the dungeon, because it's not spreading, but it only comes up to maybe mid-thigh on you.
I am disappointed.
Well, you can get wet if you sit down and.
Well, yeah, but I want to swim.
Yeah, no, probably
Space.
probably unless you doggy paddle around there in the deep end, you're not going to get. It's kind of like a kiddie pool, you know.
I believe he's following them into the rest of the dungeon.
No, I was gonna swim, but it's really shallow. So.
Oh,
Now, Bridger, you're kind of turning around there trying to get comfortable in the water, and you notice there is a flickering glow to the right, down towards where the water is coming from, which is odd because there's water flowing, but it looks like there's a fire up there.
I presume it's magic of some sort.
But
Bridger,
I will,
Bridger always presumes it's magic of some sort.
when something weird's going on, yeah.
It's a good assumption, really.
I love it.
The answer is wizards, because wizards. And I ask this only because of I speak a plethora of disjointed languages. Is there a chance I can also hear the speaking?
I'm gonna say no, but let me double check.
All right.
I think that's a yes, you can hear it, but maybe no, you can't understand it.
That's just fine. I kind of wanted to go the other way anyway.
I want to give him a chance, though, if he can hear what they're talking about.
The highest I could roll is a 24.
What languages do you speak there again, Bridger? Refresh my
Common,
memory.
Aruxi, Bogard, Sylvan, Draconic, Aquan.
Then that will be a no.
Oogie.
All right, so Bridger is kind of squat swimming in the pool. Uko, what would you like to do?
Uko is going to try to quietly kind of ease himself into the water and follow along behind Bridger.
What's your stealth score?
A +5.
All right. Yeah, with a minimum of splashing, much less than Bridger, who's like kind of flailing around in the water. You managed to enter the pool too, and now you can see the firelight to the right, and you can see the two rogues. Yeah, motioning with a finger over their mouths, like shh, at you and Bridger. But Bridger's not paying attention because he's looking at the fire. I think.
Can I see anything extra down there since I have dark vision?
Yeah, actually you can, since you do have dark vision. As you look that way farther to the right, down the corridor, you see a puddle of water that starts at the edge of the hallway there that you can see. And this strange chamber seems to be glowing with a flickering fire-type light. In fact, your dark vision is kind of obscured because there's something in the far corner of the room that looks like it's like a flame or a fire, but it's floating. It's weird, like Bridger said, magic. And in the middle, you see that there is like an altar of some kind with like maybe an upturned a bowl or a chalice. You're not really sure from this distance. And there's water flowing just constantly down the hallway.
It's really strange. That room over there's got like some kind of raised bowl.
It's not that strange, bro. We saw one of those earlier.
This is different.
yeah, the gods blessed me at the last bowl.
So,
A lot of people feel blessed with a bowl, man.
nauseating stench and voices in a weird language to the left. Water, flame, and flickering light with a upturned bowl to the right.
Here I
Which
am,
way will they go? Find out next time on Shield Bash.
stuck in the middle with you.
Shield Bash is made in association with Knights of the Octagon and the Farmageddon Gaming Convention. Find us online at shieldbash.net, on Facebook at Shield Bash, on Twitter at Bash Shield, and on YouTube at Shield Bash. Bumper music provided by Lee Rosevere. Other artists can be found in the episode description. Troubles in Otari, Abomination Vaults, Serpent Skull, and Pathfinder are the property of Paizo Publishing Inc. Leave a comment on iTunes for a chance to hear us read it out on the podcast. Questions and comments can be sent to shieldbashpodcast@gmail.com.